Now it is a best of 3 though, so they've still got an opportunity to potentially come back in here, but the way the skill gap is showing right now is going to be very, very tricky. I want to see safeguards, safe laning phase, just try and get through the early game without falling too far behind.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, TMNT for life. Just keep doing what you're doing right here. And like we said, this is a 5-week process. Week number 3, we're in it. TMNT for life, at this point, it's just practice for the big leagues.
Definitely, but for Trotto and Friends as well, this is big boy practice as well, to be fair. Even though you're getting stomped, it does hurt, it doesn't feel comfortable to have happen to you.
Sure.
But you'll learn a lot from this experience overall of like, okay, what's the biggest obvious weaknesses? You correct those, then you go back and face them again, you go, okay, what was the biggest obvious weaknesses? And you correct those too. And eventually, you're like, what's the big obvious weaknesses? And you're like, I don't really see any. Oh, it was just a small mistake here. That's how you get better.
I mean, that's the story of so many of these pro league teams that we see, especially you guys have been focusing on the North American scene, you know, Chapo and Uzi now make it out of the console scene. They actually qualified into the PC, the Smite Pro League, and a lot of that, I remember when that team with aggro on it, maybe there's a coincidence there, was getting stomped.
Trust me, it's a coincidence. they realized a weakness. We didn't realize that was the weakness because we hired him, but you know, we deal with what we deal. But TMNT gonna to pick up the Zeus for themselves this time.
So when just a fun fact about that team, when aggro left, they had Shaliber.
Yep.
Shaliber's from Long Island. Zeus is going to be selected by TMNT. Trotto and Friends going to go with the push of Sylvanus. Also the sustain. One more selection for them.
So this is a rinse repeat of last game apart from the team that switched.
Yeah, actually.
Right? Same picks and bands?
Yes. Yeah. The exact same. Yeah.
Same picks and bands.
Yeah. Zeus or Nike, Thanatos, Zeus man.
So what was next on this list?
Not Erlang
Shen. I was going to say, I think it was a repeat of this game overall. Erlang Shen tailed off in Season 4 at the start of Season 4, but right now in Season 3, still very, very strong in terms of wave clear, poke potential from a decent range as well, and annoyance in team fights.
Yeah, it's really, he is just a brawler, and you see that actually exacerbated in Season 4, which console will actually get today, if I'm not mistaken. So Erlang Shen, with some of the items that come in Season 4, can just all-out brawl. On Season 3, however, Terra is going to help him do that as well. Of course, she's got the ultimate that's really going to power him up.
The problem is that during the end of Season 3, you saw a lot of invades in the early game, and one of the reasons you didn't see Terra is because supports joined the other supports on the right-hand side near the speed buff, and Terra's not great at a level 1 fight. She's just not really got much that she brings.
It's because she's all about the combo situation. You want to drop the pillar and then dash through it. You want to drop the walls and then dash through them. So since she's a 1-2 punch god, it really doesn't work at level 1.
It doesn't work at 1, you know?
Because you're just sitting there
you
one.
You gotta go 1-2, right? You can't just go 1. I mean, I could go 1.
Well, one punch man can go 1. That's why I filled my anime quota.
There's only one guy that can do that.
No, that's One Punch Man. It's an anime.
I know. He's bald. He reminds me of crap.
Listen, I'm really proud about knowing. Kelly out there is smiling. This is the one piece of anime trivia I've remembered. So.
You could say something about Kamehameha as well, like Janus ultimate. Like, that's how we've not seen a Janus yet, actually. I wonder if we'll see one in this one. No.
Nah, it's going to be all about the burst. Poseidon in both Season 3 and Season 4 is the way to go. Honestly, for different reasons. Trotto and Friends are going to pick him up here in the end of Season 3 because of that burst potential, that invade counter initiation. And then on Season 4, it's all about the clear, baby.
The biggest... Oh, that's a Janus. I actually didn't know it was going to happen. You could say Kamehameha. Kamehameha.
Kamigawa was a magic block.
Okay, cool.
That's the one that matters to me.
But one thing I will say about Trotto and Friends, the mechanics in game aren't there, the communication isn't there yet. Their drafts are actually pretty solid for the most part.
How do you feel about OSiris? Because he's a flavor pick.
So OSiris is one of these gods that is very good at battles overall. He's a duelist more than anything else in the solo lane. He likes to box, he likes to fight a lot, and he's going to be against more than likely, I was expecting Erlang Shen, but I think that could be jungle now if Janus is going to be in the solo lane, which is going to be a very tricky situation for OSiris to be in. His poke potential is pretty strong though from range. His clear is strong because of his AoE splash auto attacks that he's got as well. That will help him out. Definitely a duelist, very good against the likes of Erlang Shen. It's a 50-50 matchup, that one. But other than that, not great outside of that. Kind of just like an annoyance bot more than anything else.
That might be his approach, but we'll take a look at how Trotto and Friends adjust their Smite tactics for this situation. Something I want to point out.
Yeah, sure.
I want to give you a just so you know. No, you know what?
No, it's fine. It's
no,
fine.
Go ahead.
You go. I'm not
give me your just so you know.
I was going to say, Stormwave is actually playing a god with a stun now.
That's excellent.
Just
Predators is doing his Divios impression and playing Janus in the solo lane.
We've seen it before then. So like he's trying to show off and he's not really showing off.
So Divio's played this. I'll open up the old. Let me put on the Professor F. glasses. The old history books.
The history lesson.
Yeah.
Please have to tell me.
So once upon a time, before the Pro League happened, actually, I'm sure you guys are all well aware of the launch tournament that happened in the springtime of that year. But later on, we had kickoff tournaments, which were just these one-off tournaments with generally large prize pools that were LANs. And that was before Team Solo Mid, the Divios, Ionic, etc. team got really powerful. They were known as Cog Red at the time. They were a sister team to Barracuda and their team, and that really is where these teams got so strong. They exclusively scrimmed each other.
Yeah.
And because of that, they were able to just become so strong. And Janus, Predator's over there in the solo lane, he's doing his Divios impression because Divios picked this character in the solo lane, drastically changed the meta.
Yeah.
Double Hog and Janus in the solo lane. The Janus didn't stick, but the Double Hog did, and it bred an entire new meta.
And
now,
that
I wonder
meta,
if Predator's going to do that today.
I was going to say, that meta we've seen before as well. The one thing I'm really surprised about here is that Trotto and Friends, clearly they understand the picks and bans, but they're a little bit too scared of invasions here. That's a Janus and an Erlang Shen versus 3 on that right-hand side. If they would have warded there, they would have found out that there was no actual support in Sylvanus being over here. They could have had a monster fight in their favor, more than likely. They could have actually gone aggressive here.
Yeah, I mean, you pick a Janus in the yeah, you pick a mage in the solo lane, you're going to get punished. You pick a Janus specifically. Yeah, Trotto and Friends definitely could have been a little bit more aggressive.
Instead, what you saw is they just traded out buffs at the end of the day instead. Went to the other side of the map and switched buffs. Instead of just sitting in your own jungle going, you want to fight? Let's fight. You're gonna like, if you got an OSiris, you can brawl a Janus. Janus ain't going to go nowhere if you're an OSiris in that situation.
Pretty much. Trotto and Friends now featuring a traditional hunter over here in the duo lane. Welshbeastq still on that Hoyi and still looking for the ricochets.
I think the big key for TrottoMan in that lane now is just to be respectful of Welshbeastq. He's seen him play this Hoyi before. He's picked a different matchup for himself, expecting the Hoyi again. Yep. So now that he's on a Rama, he can box a little bit more, reposition a little bit more, get away from some of the burst damage from the Suns, but he's got to respect him.
And I like the fact that Rama is actually going for these shots, especially in the last match. Welshbeastq soloed him. I mean, TrottoMan was out there looking like Vesalius. He got soloed 5 times in one match, I think, but then next game realizes new page, new game, take the fight.
2 ganks, one on the left, one on the right at the same time. Away goes Welshbeastq to the right, back to safety, but there is the Rat as well. They really want to pick up Welshbeastq early, but a fantastic ricochet slows him down, and Welshbeastq is going to walk away. 4 men.
He walks through the whirlpool as well. The 4-man gank. Welshbeastq just walks away.
That was a 4-head aggro moment, that one for me.
I mean, homie just pushed W.
Yep. I like the ricochet that he did off the back of it, just stunned out the Ratatoskr, so the follow-up damage wasn't really there to collapse onto him, and that put him into an awkward position. Now, though...
Here's help from the right-hand side. Bronze 5 jungle does find the dash, and that's going to be that.
Auzrik actually playing the Erlang Shen jungle here. I thought we were going to see that one. Pretty strong overall. Obviously, the pin in the mid lane sets up for free damage for Zeus all the time. And if he does get the pin off, then you've also got Terra to follow up, or vice versa.
Exactly. And Auzrik, I mean... If I know this guy, and I do, he just wants to fight you. And that's what Erlang Shen is going to be able to do. You drop down the pin, and then you're just sort of basic. You let your doggo bite their ankles, and you're just going to kind of win.
Stormwave there on the right-hand side. He really wanted to actually look for those elementals. Sadly enough, though, TMNT recognized they could have picked them up in mid lane and make sure they get that experience in gold.
Sure.
So for the time, it's only a small lead, but it is just showing just the gold grass at the top there. You can see the gold difference between the two. That is all just down to superior farming coming out from TMNT.
Exactly. It's just the fundamentals. You got to understand your basics before you can really move on to advanced. And right now, TMNT for life. Now, like I said, they definitely weren't the top of the top last season, but so they took their remedial courses. I think this is their 101, and next, as they come back into the SCL, I think we'll see them on 102.
And that's the thing about Trotto and Friends here. They know picks and bans because they've picked the right sort of gods. The compositions are pretty strong overall from what I've seen so far. What I would like to them to do maybe is to just default to what they're strongest at. Don't worry so much about composition just yet until you get your mechanics down, your communication down. That's when you can start transitioning towards your picks and bans look as well.
Because that's really what it is to be a strong Smite team, and that's also if you want to zoom out and take a look at the Smite ecosystem over the years. That's really what we've seen.
Yeah.
Once upon a time going back, I think you look at these strong teams that are just, well, I'm good at Smite. You look at the Cloud9s that win the championship and stuff, and those are just good meta drafting teams. And it was Barracuda himself that said last year, you can't just be good at Smite. You have to be a good team that plays Smite, not a good Smite playing team, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
that's how you succeed these days.
And you're just going to be more than likely, you've got to do more than just one thing. You can't just be mechanically good. You can't, you can't be mechanically good. There's a player called Moex who's one of those examples.
Yeah.
You can't just understand the game very well. I'd say Shadowq is one of those examples too. He's got a lot of knowledge, but he doesn't get to the top part. But then you can't also just be a great drafter either, because that doesn't play. You've got to have a combination of the three.
Then you're just Hazer.
Then you're just energy.
Nobody wants to be Hazer.
No one wants
Nobody
to be
wants to be Trotto, man. This time he's got to roll out of that ultimate, and that was the big reason why he picks this character. But, well,
turn around.
He's got some help. Bronze 5 jungle going to gank the Hunter, but behind the enemy Hunter, there's going to be help as well. Support coming out from the Sylvanus.
Welshbeastq.
He's chasing it. He knows he's dead, and he goes for it anyway. First blood to the man that only has a death wish.
And it was worth as well, because he got first blood, so he got more gold than his opposition.
Well,
Trotto could have backed it. If Trotto just stays away from that, he's dead for free.
Exactly, and I like that play so much because, again, Welshbeastq just understanding the situational awareness is one of the keys to this game. You have to understand that that play is bad 99 out of 100 times.
It was still a bad play.
No. He's
still a bad play.
Here's the thing, because he's damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't.
Okay.
He has 10% HP, and there's 3 members blocking his exit.
In my eyes, what we saw there was we saw Ratatoskr miss everything. We saw Sylvanus miss his route.
Yes,
so he could have just walked away for the most part with his reinforcements coming.
No, he definitely would have
Instead, he was
smoked.
like, you know what? Let's just go for the kill because it's cheeky. If this was against a more difficult team, if this was a relegation match right now, I don't think he would have made the same play.
Oh, big play coming out from the support. Giant route coming out from Terra. But
everybody lives. Meanwhile, ooh, he took so much damage from that stable vortex from Predators there.
You look at Sunwave and Bronze 5 jungle, their HP's just dropped immediately. The chase from Predators, not going to find it.
Not this time around. I want to see where we see Stunwave go with this OSiris now in terms of build, because he really likes fighting physical gods, and fighting the magical's not his best flavor. I really think we expect to see him go for some magical defense now. He's going to need it.
I want to see him buy another Mystical Mark. Or Mystical Mail, excuse me. Wow.
Mystical Mail against 2 mages, though?
I just think Mystical Mail is a funny item.
It's a great item.
It's just a meme item. Bronze 5.
Gets 2!
Oh, gets 2 knockups, but not anything as far as the kills are concerned. He gets the stun and then turns around and shoots the open air. Auzrik, perfect pull out of zTraZ. He's going to go ahead and use the knockup, and
damage.
Bronze 5 jungle just doesn't want to engage.
See, I said this before. We saw zTraZ a little bit earlier on in the Sobek, right? He was finding the plucks. He's making the plays.
That's the guy.
But he's doing it alone.
Yeah.
Like, he's not communicating that he's doing it. Some of that is on him for not telling his team, hey, guys, follow me up on this. I'm going looking for an option. So his team are prepared. But at the same time, his team needs to be reactionary to these.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Right there, if I'm zTraZ, yes, I have told my jungler, I'm looking for the pull, I have the pull, and Bronze 5 goes, I'm afraid, and then I just rage at my computer.
To be fair, in my eyes, if I'm Bronze 5 there, I'm like, actually, I can't do anything, Sylv, because my skills are down because I just used them when you were there.
A knockup and a basic attack is all that needed to happen.
Maybe. Very true. Very true.
You got to trust your teammate. Trust your calls. This is actually a tip that you can take to your own games at home. 4 players following the quote-unquote right call and a 5th that disagrees is worse than 5 players following the wrong call.
And that's the funny thing is, like, when you use the VGS system in the games where you actually call for objectives and things, even if you make the right call but everybody else wants to do something else, even though you don't want to do that, you should probably do that anyway, just to make sure you all stay together. Most of the time it's wrong. I explain in my games because I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But the amount of times I'm like, take the left tower, they're like, no, fire giant. I'm like, left tower. And my hunter's already on the fire giant. I'm like, all right, I guess we're doing fire giant. Oh, look, we wiped. What a surprise. But at least we did it together.
Ricochet off the money, and the roll's going to be good. And here comes the rest of Trotto and Friends. Welshbeastq is going to be in trouble. The Whirlpool comes right down underneath him. There's the Kraken. Beads will be used to get away. And yeah, I said beads. I meant purification.
Oh, turnaround plays for all fair for Poseidon now, forced to beat himself. Great ult from zTraZ to slow them down a little bit more now, but Auzrik still looking at the front line, and round the back comes Bronze 5 jungler, still looking to pick up Welshbeastq, who's still alive thanks to the shell.
Welshbeastq had a fantastic play right there that I think is going to go unnoticed. Mr. Turtle finds the root, but that's about it. Welshbeastq jumped over the Ratatoskr ultimate. Rat came down from the sky, and Welshbeastq said, nah.
Just at the same time, yeah.
Nah.
I will say Welshbeastq relic usage is actually really strong right now. Those beats didn't need to hold that 450 mate fight. Does pick up the bronze jungler there and looking to kill another.
I refuse to hold that thought, but Trotto, man,
Don't hold fast then.
Oh no.
Tailgate now played there.
I really thought TrottoMan was gonna get detonated, but
oh, you know what? If TrottoMan hits
forward, he rolls forward.
Maybe he could have got double there. You know, that's very unfortunate. If he would have gone straight away onto Turtle, who was tanking that tower for all that time for free, he would have killed Turtle there. Just one shot would have killed him.
I did not expect him to get that aggressive.
I like the play.
Why not? I like the play. Why not?
Why
I mean,
not?
I can read you a dozen reasons why not.
Well, from my viewpoint, this is generally how my play style is personally. Is like, if I'm up against tough opposition, I'll go ham because I want to test my limits of how good I actually am against these guys. Can I outplay them?
That's why you're sitting here watching.
Yeah, and I'm getting paid more money than them too, so it's okay. I don't mind too much. Like, I'm not going to be too upset. In the grand scheme of things, my job's easier because I don't have to worry about that, you know? Like, winning tournaments. I'm still going to be around semis and finals.
3-1 read the kills. TMNT for Lyfe leading this one right about now as far as the kills and gold are concerned. They've got one game over their opposition. This is a best of 3, so the winner here wins out. If it's TMNT, Trotto and Friends trying to stretch it, but they can't even stretch the HP bar of the solo lane Janus. Predators walks right on through thanks to the ultimate, and now looking for the re-engage now that all the ultimates are down. Meanwhile, Hunter v Hunter and TrottoMan getting the bad side of Welshbeast's bow.
Gotta say, Booby's done really well with the Kraken so far. They've been pretty close to the mark. Obviously, getting dead center is a little bit trickier than a lot of people expect most of the time, but he's doing good damage with it. There's just really been no confirm. Every time he's gone for these, there's been escape options available for the opposition.
And that's the big thing. Right there is where Welshbeastq is gonna put it. Number 4 for TMNT for Lyfe.
Oh, maybe he could get turned around on though, because Bronze 5 Jungler just turned up on that left-hand side to fight Welshbeastq. It's man versus rat, and the rat is in trouble.
The double tap is good. The Goomba stop is better. Welshbeastq. I hope he's from Wales, because he's certainly a beast.
He's definitely Welsh. Like, trust me, no one puts Welsh in the name unless you're Welsh. That's just weird. And then he dies to minions because the tower, the minion wave is blocking him. Feels great, man.
The absolute right play right there. Welshbeastq winds up on the highlight reel. Oh my goodness, what a great play. What a great play.
It was pretty good. I mean, the ricochet off the wall. To be fair, TrottoMan should have probably stood there, but you've got to respect when ricochet's available. And then Bronze 5, he's trying to make things happen. He keeps trying, but he just keeps walking into a very, very fed Hou-Yi.
And, oh man, that was so much fun. You see how good that had to be with the ricochets?
Yeah.
Can we just watch that replay, actually?
I don't think we're going to get time to right now because this action in this game is just too much for us to really slow down right now. But at 5-1, I mean, TMNT have continued on with the struggles that they started off with last game against Trotto and Friends. A little bit of a different story, though, because the score difference, at least, at this point was like 10-0, I believe. Yeah. So small corrections from Trotto and Friends have worked out okay so far. They're still just struggling a little bit on execution now, is from what we can tell. They've gained some good ultimates off. They're making better rotations to support each other, but the execution of these rotations and ganks is just not the same level of TMNT.
Or lack thereof. Too many people are still alive. Knock up out of Auzrik. Predators trying to find the damage off of the portal, but just going to basic attack and try to freehand the unstable. Gets 1 out of 2. Little help from the jungle as Bronze 5 shows up. Jumping forward.
That's
beautiful play. But he walks through the wall. Predators just barely gets out of there. Auzrik might not be so lucky, still finds the portal. No big deal. Trouble, as everybody else from Trotto and Friends respond, but it's much ado about nothing.
I literally just said the same thing there. Their execution is what's letting them down because they did everything right, but every single ultimate missed in that engagement over there. And now we're going to see a boxing match between Trotto and Welshbeastq. He's a little bit low there, Welshbeastq, but he's not going to be too worried because if he gets baited Trotto here, he's going to ricochet him in the face.
Yeah, there it is. Beautiful ricochet coming out from Welshbeastq one more time. Not enough to kill, but enough to...
He's going to go back in.
He's going to jump over the wall.
Doing this.
Welshbeastq... Oh, no. He's going to bait.
I thought he was going to be a hero.
No, so TrottoMan can actually hear that.
Well, quick pause coming out here from the two teams for the time being. We're about 15 minutes into this one. Well, just under 15 minutes in for this one so far. TMNT looking dominant yet again.
Yep.
They're doing well in the open bracket overall. It's 5 weeks, as we said, and then they go into the relegations to fight for a spot back into the Pro League.
Yeah, their game number 1 was absolutely fantastic. Week 2 was also fantastic. Week 1 was a little bit of a struggle. TMNT have consistently improved week 1 to week 2, and now here in week 3, they're looking good as well.
And obviously, there's other teams like OG can be in. You get points every single week from playing these open brackets. You can sign up next week for yourself as well and continue doing so, because Season 4 will be starting if you want to try and test your might in Season 4 straight away. And to be fair, going into the next open bracket as well, I thought we're going to see a couple of differences because the teams are going to all be on the same page of like brand new game of Season 4, what's changed, who adapts quicker.
And certainly what we're going to have to keep an eye on as we keep an eye on our game. Returning to it, 13 minutes on the clock, leading by 4 kills is TMNT.
Well, Welshbeastq misses the ricochet, but TroToMan wants to kill. The fight is on between the two hunters. Neither might autos, but abilities may be a different story.
Here's the ultimate out of TroToMan. Misses 1, misses 2, misses 3, and Welshbeastq doesn't miss at all. 50mm fly is not his name. 50-meter fly is, and he's going to make you remember it as he takes you down. Looking for the second one will be the mid laner. Nice little bounce coming out from the hunter, but 50-meter fly says it again. It's 50 meters.
And TroToMan on the Rama there, he is played a difficult god on console overall. The ultimate, very, very difficult to make sure you can hit those abilities, but just because of the sensitivity of that ability overall, it's much more tricky than it is elsewhere. Space and Time Fire, just for support to his team there, coming out from TMNT as he was proxy farming between a tier 2 and a Phoenix as Janus.
At 13 minutes. That's the level of confidence that TMNT are bringing into this match right here in the finals. Just all roads lead to Rome for TMNT at the moment. Everything shooting upwards. And Predators here, just solo invading the enemy jungle as a Janus.
Yeah, still just trying to respond now. If they would have found all the ultimates that they've thrown out so far, this game would be a completely different story. It's the funny thing, because it's TMNT, they're playing a little bit loose because they're so far ahead and they're so confident in their ability. But if Trotto continued to do these ganks they did over and over again and find all these ultimates hitting targets, it'd be a different story.
Auzrik gets the triple taunt into the damage from Zeus. This is going to be big money. TMNT, they're fighting into it. There's a nice little stun coming out from Trotto. Not enough, and not enough damage from the blue
Good shell
squad.
from zTraZ there. That shell from the Sylvanus really came to play. But here we go again with bronze.
Ratatoskr finds the knock-up, and he's going to be all alone. Punishment from Auzrik won't be enough, but it will be enough to push Trotto and Friends back. Auzrik might have bit off more than he can chew, and stun wave, he gets the kill.
Do you want to point out, though, that was a 5-on-3 right now, as in the right-hand side, Janus is still pushing one way, and Welshbeastq is doing the red buff.
Split push Janus, the classic.
So even though Trotto defend the tier 2 and
Boarhead.
get a kill on that side, it's not enough. However, Welshbeastq might want to take on 3 here.
Ooh, he's going to miss the stun, but he drops down the slow. And he's just going to head back. This is one of my favorite things that Welshbeastq is just always down to hit the back button. He's just always backing. That's his way of taunting.
Just back.
Yeah. You see it. Players do it all the time. It's not the Welshbeastq special or anything, but he's just so offensive about it. He's like, look, I'm just gonna walk in. I'm gonna take your stuff. I'm gonna back to base multiple times while you shoot me in the brain, and then I'm gonna jump over the wall.
And now he just walks away scot-free. Luckily enough, though, TroToMan did secure the red buff on that side.
I would like a request, if you guys are listening to me backstage, please cut that replay for me, because it was just so funny. Welshbeastq sat there and he just shot, and then he walked away. It was so good. The word I'm looking for is casual.
Yeah. Well, casual in mid lane for Turtle right now. He's going to have to be forced back by Bronze round the back, but Auzrik going to draw the attention with the Turtle. Look, there's a Turtle in the jungle. Fight me, and that's exactly what they're doing.
The Turtle didn't even come out yet. The Turtle's next patch, but Auzrik is going to get hit by the Kraken instead. 50-meter fly gets credit as Bronze 5 puts himself on the board with a kill of his own.
Good snipes.
Shots out of the jungle from TroToMan won't be enough, but he's got some help.
Ratatoskr dunking down in mid, but already Fly's picked up Sylvanus.
Turtle is still
one
alive.
hit from a death, but he's still alive for a second until Trotto cleans it up. Welshbeastq arrives looking to support 50-meter Fly. The lightning chain is good. The detonate, it's better.
Just can't fight against that Zeus when he has the trucker horn available. Gonna take you out. 50-meter Fly, 8, 0, and 6.
This is a risky play. This is a risky play.
I mean, Bronze 5 jungle gonna come around the corner, gets the stun. Sanctuary is good for 50-meter Fly, and Welshbeastq, well, he sends Bronze 5 jungle back to either Bronze 5 or the jungle.
I was gonna say it was a risky play. It wasn't. It was a silly play. That's basically how he turned around there overall. They knew that he was coming up behind him. They were on comms together. He may get a bit of damage off and kill Zeus, but what will happen instead? He's gonna throw his life away again, not get any farm, still stay behind and experience.
Hou-Yi is not having any trouble with this. Sylvanus pulls Hou-Yi towards him and then walks away because Welshbeastq is just obliterating anybody that comes near him. 3 basics are going to miss right here. He's taking the Phoenix. That's going to be an issue. The Ricochet won't find the wall, and so it won't find Poseidon.
Rough game for Trotto here right now, because TMNT really are running away with this one as well. They're just happy to be flexible, staying around on low health, looking to bait in Trotto a little bit more. And it's not because Trotto are playing terribly, it's just because the item and level difference is just so big.
Mr. Turtle able to pick up 1, and here on the back end, Bronze 5 jungle won't make it to the sky. 50-meter Fly will put him in the ground. Bronze 5 jungle down for the count one more time. 1, 5, and 4 for the jungler.
Siege in the mid lane now. A couple of minions still available for it. Auzrik going to zone away one is on the front side of things. Stun wave trying to slow down the damage Mr. Turtle can do, which is the support overall. Mr. Fly instead going to continue doing work.
But TraZ gets the kill on Auzrik off camera. Believe it or not, Auzrik is diving the Titan room before the Phoenixes are down.
Good work from Stun Wave here though, but Fly gonna have to drop the ultimate to slow them down a little bit. The chain line in to slow damage. The tether reducing how much 50-meter Fly is gonna do.
Oh, but the mid laner does get pulled out of the way, and the OSiris will be safe on the south side of the
time!
screen. Predators get the kill with the ultimate and brings a player down to 1 HP.
Oh, we killed one and then the second guy just disappeared too. I was like, okay.
Oh, here's the chase from the Hunter.
Trip over love. Love can get up, and the world is mine.
I heard something about love.
I was just listening to Welshbeastq.
It's Valentine's Day tomorrow. I'm okay with listening to a little bit of taunts like that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, that makes sense. You know what?
It's a right skin to play.
We should find these players for not playing Cupid.
We should. We should.
Predators with the... That is the first time I've seen that. That is the biggest BM.
What?
He hit beads just because.
I've never seen that.
He stood in front of him and just hit purification, turned gold, and then shot him.
I've seen Blink used before randomly just to reposition as a juke, but I've never seen somebody just go beads.
Beads, just
Purification,
still.
Tom. Purification.
Oh right, we're
Purification
still on
F dot.
3.25. Excuse me.
Well, 19 minutes in now, and the tier 2 on the left-hand side is the final tier 2 standing for TMNT to look to take down here. TraZ on the front side has just met Welshbeastq again, and poor old Welshbeastq.
Taking
he's a
the
bit of trouble.
tower, taking the tree, just tanking and taking. That's what Welshbeastq is all about. One more kill going the way of Auzrik, and with 4 players down, we're gonna see TMNT for life. Oh, is this the play? Bronze 5 jungle, looking for it. He's gonna go ahead and get aggressive. 1v5, the Bronze League bully. He dashes in, and he gets smoked out by the enemy team. 0 impact whatsoever.
I love your name, Bronze 5 Jungler, but at the same time, like, you're kind of reflecting your name in this game with some of the decision-making you are making there, and I can't help but giggle a little bit at that one in a weird way, but I am thankful that Trotto and Friends did get to play against TMNT to learn something from this game overall, learn where the biggest options are and the biggest issues are overall. But TMNT clearly, mechanically, a lot better right now. Not just mechanics though, it's also communication skills on top of that. Those two things, I definitely think Trotto and Friends have to work on in the future.
That's really the big deal, is that TMNT for life, sure, they're able to hit their stuff and push their buttons, but in reality, Trotto and Friends, to make it to this point, they're better than you and your 4 friends that are sitting there in chat calling them names right now. Let me just establish that. The reason that TMNT for life is doing so well right here is exactly what Hinduman brought up, is the fact that they're just all about the objectives. They're making these plays as a team, as a unit, and once they have the distance, then Welshbeastq can go dive a Phoenix, take 1v2 plus a Phoenix, and get all 3 kills.
Exactly. The start of the game for this one, TMNT established a lead by playing the standard game that you have to play overall, doing the simple things like getting a small gold lead that transitions into a chance to do what they're doing now, which has really put a beating onto Trotto and Friends. You can see from base, Predators is constantly just firing that ultimate, looking to try and kill 2 people if he can.
Yeah,
and that's why Mr. Turtle's so far forward. He's still alive too, by the way.
Yeah, not for long.
Second.
Not for long. Here's 6 kills for Trotto
2-man
and
fire
Friends.
giant.
Oh, look at that. It's just Auzrik and it's Welshbeastq. Here comes help from the solo lane Janus, walking right on in. Fire Giant will be aggressed on and taken down, and everybody repping the new belt, except for Mr. Turtle. Sorry, bud.
Well, after before this game looks to close out with this Fire Giant here, I do want to say it's been a fantastic Season 3 season. We're done with Season 3, now this is the final game we'll ever broadcast as Season 3, and on to Season 4 will go on both console and PC.
Pretty much. Jingwei, see you later, and I won't miss you whatsoever. Soul, you might have been too hot, but I certainly am not feeling it.
Not feeling it right now anyway. I miss Janus though. We'll see if he comes back sometime this point.
He walks through the wall.
It was sarcasm.
He walks through the wall. He will always be relevant.
Because he walks through walls?
He walks through the wall!
Imagine if a god walked through walls without poles.
Oh my goodness.
Phoenix in mid lane going to fall down as well, and now into the base go TMNT for life. Looking for the kill on Stun Wave mainly. I think they're going to be able to pick him up here. He's got an ultimate to get away, but instead, the game ends. TMNT, Trotto surrender. Trotto and Friends, they put up a performance. They attempted it. Just too tricky to deal with.
TMNT, the established team, goes ahead and takes away 2-0, and they are your winners for the week 3 of the European SCL relegation process. It's 5 weeks in total, so we're going to see 2 more weeks of this, but it will be on season 4, and that's a big difference. We got to see how these teams adapt.
Exactly, because we'll see if the TMNT can continue winning ways, but at the same time, it's going to be tricky for them to establish what season 4 is. More mistakes will happen, more exciting plays will happen as we move on to season 4.
That'll do it for season 3. So we bid you adieu. Goodbye to all of the invades. Goodbye to the Fatalis effects on the hunters. And goodbye to whatever made you personally angry. And if there's still problems, always feel free to post it on Reddit. For everybody backstage and myself, we love you guys. We'll see you next week for some season 4. Stay tuned to hi-rez TV as always, and we'll see you next time.